Music and Booze with Mo is produced and distributed by EatsDrinksTV, a service of the Center for Culinary Culture, home of the Cocktail Collection, and First Reel Entertainment, and is available wherever fine podcasts can be heard. The Center for Culinary Culture, telling the story of food and drink, one taste at a time. Welcome to Music and Booze with Mo. I'm Mo Herms, and I've worked in the music industry most of my life, so have met some pretty amazing musicians over the years. I also love a good cocktail, and I've encountered some really interesting bartenders as well. It seems that there's a lot of crossover, so when I can, I like to talk to musicians and bartenders about music and booze. Join us at the bar, won't you? Music and Booze with Mo is brought to you by The Mermaid, an underwater oasis with tropical cocktails and more, located in the Little Tokyo district of downtown LA. Follow The Mermaid on Instagram at The Mermaid LA for a complete listing of hours, events, and more. The Mermaid LA is proudly woman and Latin owned, and you can visit them at 428 East 2nd Street in downtown Los Angeles. It's been a while since I've been to Chicago, so I got to do it virtually. I will make it back there, but in the meantime, I was very happy to get to talk with Hannah Spear, who is a bartender at Bisous out there in Chicago. She also is a classically trained violinist, although these days, not quite doing that part of it so much, but we talk about the discipline behind becoming a trained musician and also a fantastic bartender because, as I always say, there's a bit of overlap, and I love that Hannah gets that, and she's going to talk all about it. So lean back and listen.
Yeah, I'm Hannah Spear. I'm in Chicago, Illinois, and I work at a bar called Bisous that opened just actually almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah. And Bisous has kind of become a spot that people want to go to, right? It seems to be a pretty popular spot right away. No pressure.
Yeah, it was fun to be a part of. I didn't open it, but I was there kind of a few months after opening, and it was definitely really exciting, and it all happened really fast. And we're a really small team, so it was kind of fun to just kind of feel like we all had a big part in it, you know?
Mhm. And so what I always want to know, what got you there? When did you start bartending?
Yeah, so I guess I would go back. I would probably go back further to explain it.
Oh,
So
I
I
like
moved
that.
to, yeah, it honestly starts with the music stuff. So I
Oh,
moved,
let's start with music then.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I moved to Chicago to get my master's actually, which I finished in 2019, I think. I don't know, that whole little span of time is kind of a blur.
Hmm.
But yeah. So during the last year, it was like a 2-year program, and during the last year, I sustained an injury, and I
Oh,
also so I like couldn't practice as much as I had been, and then I also just kind of suddenly um got terrified about leaving school and like I
going
had
into the real
taken
world kind of thing.
yeah, I had taken some time between undergrad and masters and just like did the freelance musician thing the whole time. Um, and that was really fun, but it was also I was like I'm not good at like scheduling stuff. So I was like flying by the seat of my pants. I felt like I was driving somewhere every second of my life. I like had no idea how to organize myself or money. So it was just like the most like, oh, it was not. So my plan was obviously that I was gonna get my master's and win a job, an
Okay.
orchestra job right away. And then that would solve all my scheduling problems and all my money problems, and it would be that easy. Um, and yeah, so the injury happened, COVID happened, and then I had worked hospitality jobs, restaurant jobs, kind of for a while, but I'm from North Carolina, and I had never taken it really seriously, I guess.
Mhm.
And I guess not take I took it seriously, obviously, but I never really saw it as like a,
Like a career.
yeah, like a viable career path.
Mhm.
And I was pretty singularly focused on violin. It's kind of an all-encompassing world if you get stuck in it. Um, and so anyway, so I started working at this, actually it was like a small Thai food restaurant, and but it was like it had a cocktail program. It was run by a husband and wife that had a baby right after they opened it. So for some reason, they let me just basically be in charge. So I was there like 6 days a week. It was almost, like, it was like probably 50 or 60% regulars all the time.
Mhm.
And just everything, I just kind of like couldn't really play anymore. I had just had this really, honestly, kind of like, I don't know if I want to say traumatic, like that feels dramatic, but it was like a pretty,
Intense.
I had a yeah, I had a crazy teacher. And
Okay.
yeah, I mean, there's so many of them. They're everywhere over
I'm
there.
like, is this like whiplash kind of stuff?
I would say, yeah, kind of.
Oh,
So
that's
honestly,
horrifying.
the more like whenever I tell people stories, I'm like hearing it come out because I feel like I just didn't think about it for a while,
Mhm.
and then I'll start talking about it, and I'll be like, this is actually so crazy.
So you have like PTSD from your a violin instructor that you had or one of the professors.
I guess. I mean,
Kind
that
of.
feels a little
It
like,
still feels like too much, but
yeah, yeah. Like in the grand scheme of things, like my violin teacher in my master's program was mean to me. Like it's like, it's
oh
like,
God.
like that's
They're
not that
trying to
big.
toughen you up for the real world,
I
right?
guess I don't
Yeah.
know. So yeah, I kind of just was starting to realize that I didn't really actually want to have an orchestra job. I had all this time to kind of like deal with that because I was trying to, I don't know, figure out how to finish school without being able to play as much as I
Mhm.
used to be able to. And I think there was a lot of like, just kind of like, I just wanted to get as far away from it as possible.
Mhm.
So I threw myself into this job, and there was a lot of kind of like, um, just immediately like reckless behavior, substance abuse, just kind of like was like, I'm not gonna think about violin, play violin. I don't want to hear about it. I hate music, blah blah blah. And I don't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, and that lasted a little bit, but then, um, honestly, I think like at first, the reason I liked it so much was like, I feel like I'm rambling so much. Sorry.
No, you're not. This is
Okay.
good.
I think the reason I really liked it like at first when I first started being like, okay, this isn't gonna be like I'm bartending one night a week and like just like disassociating the whole time. I like
Yeah.
act, this is my job. I really like it. I want to do a good job. Um, and but I think like part of it was I had just come straight from this world where you're constantly working behind the scenes, like you're practicing like 6, 7, 8, I don't know, hours a day. And then like it's all, I mean, like in school, there's more performance opportunities, but there's
Mhm.
always something that is like so built up in your mind as like a make it or break it. Everything
Mhm.
feel like the stakes of everything feel so high. And
Mhm.
I was kind of coming from that, and um just this world of just being like so like you're so critical of yourself, your peers are so critical of you, your teachers are so critical of you, and that's just like
That's
it's
that's like part of that world.
yeah, it's like a
Mhm.
constant pressure. And I'm just kind of wired that way too, so it just like I was just making it worse, you
Well,
know.
the thing with some types of This is like a beware of working in something you love kind of idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like if you loved violin, you started playing violin because you love the sound of it, whatever. And then when you start taking it seriously, it becomes like the discipline of it.
Hmm.
And then the passion and the intensity, it like continues to
Yeah.
build. My mom did ballet, so you
Oh,
know
yeah. Oh my
it's a
God.
similar kind of crazy, what the things that you do to yourself to succeed. It's a really intense discipline potentially with these kinds of things. So that's what I'm hearing from you, is that you were
Yeah.
on that path.
No, it
Of,
sounds really similar. And I mean, ballet is the same where
Mhm.
like you're starting really young, so it's kind of just
Mhm.
like hardwired into you from child.
This is
Like,
what you do.
yeah, I started
And
violin.
it's
I
hard
think
to
I was,
see other options.
yeah, exactly. And
Mhm.
it's like if you can imagine yourself doing anything else, do
Mhm.
that instead. Like, I don't know. It's like, okay, we could all calm down a little bit. I think,
So
but
you were,
easy
it
for me
looks
to
like,
say now.
yeah, but it sounds like you were kind of forced to come to that realization because of the injury. And then, finding yourself in this role of being in charge, you're like, oh, wait, I guess I could do this right now.
Yeah.
But you weren't really taking it seriously then.
Right. And
Mhm.
yeah, I had started violin when I was like 6, I think, and
Mhm.
that's late in violin world. And I like was obsessed with it, loved it, had a lot of like kind of natural ability as a child or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't really like the word talent, but um yeah. And then you kind of get to a point where you're like, "Oh, shit, I have to like work at this."
Yeah.
That kind of like was hard, whatever. Anyway, so
Oh, I was
I was
into gymnastics until I broke my
yeah,
leg.
what's wrong with us? This is like a mental illness, I think.
Yeah. And
Like,
then I broke my leg and I was young enough that I couldn't get back into it. I just,
yeah.
in my brain, I'm like, I moved
Oh,
on. But
yeah.
you start that really young too. So
Hmm.
totally
And
get it.
then it's like this whole identity crisis where you're like that was a huge part of it for me because I was kind of like realizing like I don't I can't in this moment do this the way that I was able to like a month ago.
Mhm.
And then also I don't know if I want to anymore. And then like you're like, wait, this is like I've always my whole life like only ever been like Hannah violin girl, like Hannah
Yeah.
plays violin, Hannah has a violin thing. Um it was like my entire like
Your
that's
whole identity.
yeah, which is so sad. I'm still I'm still working on that, honestly. So it felt good to all of a sudden be in this place where like you're like learning as you're working, you're getting constant feedback as you're working. People are constantly being like, I love this drink. You're so nice. Good job. And like I was like, wait, this is like what I've been like craving. So
Oh.
honestly, I think the reason I like really got into it is was so like kind of selfish. Like I was like,
It gave
wait,
you something you
people,
needed. I think
yeah,
that's,
yeah,
and you're
like
helping other people by giving them delicious drinks. I think
yeah.
that's fine.
And genuinely, I do love like that was huge too. I think I also just it like it also was such a solitary thing, violin.
Yeah.
Like you're spending so much time alone. When you're with other people, they just want to talk about like whatever auditions they're taking, what competitions they're doing, what like I don't know, what they've been practicing.
Mhm.
And it's just kind of like it feels like you're just missing like a lot of human connection, I think.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, I could just show up to work, not tell, no one knew that I played violin. No one would
Mhm.
ask me about it. No one would talk to me about music at all. I'm like, you're like, let's talk about music. I'm like, I hate it. No, I don't anymore. I really don't. I've come back around. That's okay. It
You just
gets
needed a
better
little
from
time
here.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this part sounds kind of dark, but I was having a great time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I think there was like um, like being able to kind of like form these connections, get to know people, what they liked, and then sort of just like it was just a natural progression where I was like, oh, I would be able to give people better service if I knew like if I had like a deeper knowledge of classic cocktails, like if I could like tell them a single fun fact about a single
Hmm.
spirit, you know, like I like my knowledge was so surface level. And so I just kind of like, it started that way where, and even it would even be specific people. I would be like, okay, this person always orders this. Let me think about a way that I can like engage them specifically. And that sounds crazy.
I
Like
don't
that
think
is
so. I think
okay.
that's like, to me personally, that's really nicely thoughtful, tailored hospitality, because you
Yeah.
started recognizing people were coming in and you're like, oh, I'm getting these regulars and I want to make them happy and make them keep coming in, you
Yeah.
know. So you're giving them fun little information that they may not have had otherwise because they obviously enjoy being there and hanging out. So why not?
Yeah.
Conversation starters. So no,
Yeah.
you don't sound crazy to me. As someone
Um,
who talks all the time to all kinds of people, you do not sound crazy to me.
all right, as long as I'm less crazy than them. Um, what was I saying?
You're talking
Oh
about like
yeah,
learning information about like the
yeah.
drinks and stuff like that.
So then also the people that own, yeah, okay. So also for some reason it became kind of like a little like industry spot,
Mhm.
which was none of my doing. It was like the,
Now,
oh,
this
like
is the little Thai place you were at
yeah, yeah, yeah.
still.
Sorry,
Yeah. No,
I'm
that's all
still
right.
there.
You're still there. No, that's what I
No,
thought. I
I'm not still
mean,
there now,
oh, no,
but
no. But I mean, during
in
this
the
time,
right, right, right.
so the Thai place started becoming a little industry hangout.
Yeah. Well, the
How
owner.
did that come about?
No, it's funny. It's like okay, so there's like a little like the owners were not Thai. Their chef was Thai, so there's
Okay.
some like I don't know how we feel
Okay.
about that now. But they had both been longtime Chicago bartenders,
Okay.
and so it was like a lot of their friends
So
coming
people
in.
were coming by. Got it. Got it.
Yeah. Um, and so I like kind of got to know a lot of them, and like there were a lot of people that would just kind of they were like, we watch you just like run around every day, and so I start yeah, yeah, I was running around a lot. And then I feel like they kind of started to um like I would like honestly mentor. Like I definitely did have some mentorships type relationships that came out of that period of time.
Mhm.
And then I didn't want to leave. I like really liked it there.
Yeah.
Um, but I started kind of like gradually working my way up with second jobs while I was still
Uh,
there
mhm.
over the course of like a couple years, I guess. Um, and yeah, I guess I was there for like 3 years
So
total.
were the mentors people at some of those other jobs or some of those regulars that were just old-timey bartenders that were, I shouldn't say
Both.
old-timey, but more seasoned bartenders that were coming
Yeah.
through? Was it like a
It was both
combination?
because like they started, well, they were the reasons that I started getting other
The other
jobs.
gigs? Got it, got it.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
so then it would kind of like go from there. And I definitely had a couple like fake it till you make it moments where
That's
all
part
of
of
a
the
sudden,
course.
yeah, right. And like I've always been pretty comfortable being like, I don't know this, but I feel like I was always pretty upfront, like I don't, I'm like really learning, I'm really trying to learn, but like this has not been my world for very long.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, yeah. So there's definitely some like, how did I end up here type thing. And I still, oh my God, I still feel like that all the time. Um,
Imposter syndrome. Oh
yeah, real.
no.
And the crazy thing is like I felt that all the time as a violinist. Like I got to do some really cool things. Like I got to play in some really cool places, play under some really cool conductors, and like play with cool band, like all that stuff.
Mhm.
And even during that, I remember one time just being like, I feel like scared to even say I'm a violinist. I was always being so like existential. I feel like I was always annoying my teachers with that though. I would always be like, what's even the point of practicing scales? And they'd be like, I don't like just practice them, you know? Anyway, um,
It's that muscle memory,
yeah. I mean, there's
which you
no,
get at being a
yeah,
bartender too,
yeah, yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Mhm.
There's so much overlap. And I
Yeah,
think
and that's
that's
why I
when,
started doing this
yeah,
podcast was because I would
yeah,
hear about all this overlap. So I'd like to hear, I don't know that I've talked to anyone who played violin, maybe, but not to the extent that you have. So I would love to hear what that overlap is like for you because I talked to like, guys that play guitar, or they're touring in a punk band or
yeah, yeah.
whatever. And you hear the overlap being like the camaraderie behind the bar,
Mm-hmm.
just that you learn how to, how each other works so that you can have a good flow behind the bar. The way
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
interact
yeah.
with each other. That's most commonly what I hear. But I'd love to hear what it was for you because you've been in this kind of solitary world in a way
Yeah.
on the violin side.
Oh, that's so funny. I hadn't thought about it like I actually hadn't thought about that because in some ways, like the way my personality is, I feel like I don't have trouble like getting along with people, working well with people, whatever. But
Mhm.
what has come up is I think sometimes it's hard for me to like know how to ask someone to do something differently or like
Mhm.
because I'm used to this thing where like anything like um anything you're doing comes with like a value judgment. Like
Mm.
it's not that you're like anything you're doing that you could be doing better, you're doing wrong and it's bad and you know what I mean?
As
So
opposed
someone
to
that
you're just doing it, but it could be done better.
yeah, 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 yeah. Or
Yeah,
like
it's an either or thing for you.
yeah, or like it doesn't have to be things aren't they don't have to be bad. They can just
Yeah.
be like something that like
Yeah, so
everything
you're
doesn't have to
seeing
be
it
bad.
in very black and white way. Either something is
Yeah.
you're totally ruining it or it's totally great.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just saying that because I feel like in some ways it's that kind of interpersonal stuff I have a harder time with because
Mhm.
of the violin world
Oh,
background.
interesting.
But oh my God, yeah. I actually told one of my friends who now she went to Juilliard for violin. We're still best friends and she also doesn't play anymore. And nobody does anymore. But I told her yesterday that I was doing this, and she was like, "That's such a specific overlap." And I remember thinking that I just felt for me like it was such a natural progression
Mhm.
that it really doesn't seem that crazy to me. But I think part of what attracted me to like cocktail world, which I didn't even say this, but the bar that I work at now is like um super martini focused.
Mhm. It's very
Like
classic, it looks like.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, classic, technical, like all that stuff.
Mhm.
And I think once I kind of got over the original, like, wow, this is like so fun. I'm having like so much fun. And like people, like all that stuff, once that
Yeah.
kind of like wore off a little bit, I realized how much I did crave like the kind of structure. I
Mhm.
wanted I wanted rules.
Yeah,
And
there's a comfort in that.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, I guess I wanted someone to be
So
like,
when you
you're
say
doing that.
like the rules,
Yeah.
is it in like classic cocktails? It's just like this is made this way, or is it in the structure behind the bar? Where are you finding that comfort?
I think it's the like structures and systems that are in place in a place that's really running well
Mm-hmm.
and
Because it's running like clockwork, basically. There's
yeah,
has
yeah,
to run a
yeah.
certain way. Hmm. That
And I
makes
think
sense.
yeah, and then on the like actual cocktail side of things, it's kind of like I don't really think that I have like a super rigid framework. It's not like rules that way but
Hmm.
I think it is a certain amount of like, learn the rules before you break them. And I think a lot of the overlap for me that origin like immediately was like, oh, this is so cool, was the kind of like in food too, food and drinks, the close connection to history, like how you can kind of like learn something about the world and society
Mm-hmm.
from whatever you're eating or drinking and whatever music was coming out of that time. Like for like I've been on a big wine thing lately. Uh, so I'm thinking a lot about wine lately. But I guess like being able to taste like climate and
Oh,
terroir and
to
all that
mhm.
stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's
Yeah.
all
Well, you
that's
get that in
cool.
spirits too, like
Yes,
gin and
exactly.
rum, for
Yeah.
sure. All of
And
them, you
like
get that spirits.
cocktails kind of newer,
Mhm.
but newer-ish. But like people have been eating and drinking forever, obviously,
Yeah.
and they've been drinking alcohol since I think
Probably forever as well, probably
yeah,
accidentally,
yeah. I think I read that it was like there's like um you can you can find evidence of like alcohol being
Yeah.
consumed in like most cultures by like 1,000 BC or
Yeah.
something,
It's like
like
way
forever.
old. Yeah, you'll find these like old stills or
Yeah,
something. They're like, this was probably used for fermenting whatever fruit.
yeah.
They figured it out at some point. Something fermented and they were like, ooh, this makes me kind of
Uh-huh. Oh, I read recently actually that the people building the pyramids had a beer ration every day.
Oh my God, seriously?
And it was like it was
Building the
big.
pyramids?
Yeah, daily beer ration. It was like a lot.
Well,
They
it
were
was really hot. I'm sure it was really hot. They
yeah,
probably
yeah.
But so for you, when you started bartending and you were like creating stuff, was that act of creation? How was that for you when you were like, okay, I'm making drinks now, like I'm doing this stuff because you came from, you were making music before, now you're making drinks. It's kind of honestly, I think both of those things, you have an audience. If you're playing violin, there's someone out there who's receiving that sound and enjoying it. And now you're making a drink and crafting something and passing out and receiving something back because they'll like what they drink and everything. But how was it for you to learn how to make cocktails? What was that? How did you feel when you were doing that? It was a different kind of thing.
I think because I think it took me a while to feel like I could trust my palate.
Super
Um,
valid.
yeah, yeah. And like I feel like that's even been yeah, yeah. That I think that was kind of the biggest hurdle because honestly, I like I wasn't even a big drinker. Like
Mhm.
I really kind of just feel like I got plopped in this world and then it just kind of happened from there. So there was a lot and like it was really like it was exciting because all of a sudden I was like a true beginner
Mhm.
at something and in a way that didn't feel like I had to be afraid of judgment or like
Mhm.
and or like constant criticism.
Yeah, yeah. Like a safe
But
space to learn.
yeah, exactly. And you're getting paid. It's like what a deal. So I think that was like it was exciting, but I think at first I was like I was just like I want to make sure I'm doing it right. And there was a lot like I was like people were like just straw taste everything and I was like yeah, but I don't know what it's supposed to taste like.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
valid.
mean? And so there was I think the creativity part definitely came later
Yeah.
because I just wasn't
Confident yet. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, it was really cool and the I think the fun thing still and the other overlap I guess is like um just the amount of care and precision that you can put into it.
Mhm.
And I think that's the side of hospitality that I also kind of like came to appreciate over time, which is like at first I was like good hospitality is having great energy and being engaging and like being able to read someone's body language and know like how like it's like a puzzle like that part is really fun and then I guess over time I started kind of realizing how meaningful it is to people to watch you take great care
Mm.
and like really take the care and the time to like make whatever you're giving them.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
like that kind of realization was a kind of a good reminder to like it kind of helped me take the selfishness part out of it a little bit. And like it's yeah, but I'm like I mean like that's real because I
Mhm.
think even if you're thinking of yourself primarily as like an entertainer or something, or
Mhm.
like I don't know, I feel like I heard someone say vibe curator, and that's so annoying. But like, you know what I mean? Like if you're
But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
because you are creating an environment
yeah, and
for
that
the people
energy
coming
and
in.
like your attitude, like all that stuff is
Vibe
important.
curator.
Oh yeah, so but if that's the main thing,
Yeah,
then I think that like first of all, you're gonna burn out so fast.
yeah.
And I think I did. Like, because all of a sudden I was like, maybe I don't want to like be having the best day ever every single day. And like I'm tired of like, like
Mhm.
anyway. So I think that that kind of like over time it became more other person focused, helped me kind of like slow down a little bit. And even recently, I think maybe a month ago or something, um someone we do volume, like it's
Mhm.
night, it's like
And this is it back at B now at BCU's.
yes, we're back,
Okay.
future,
Okay.
yeah, present day,
Present day.
jumping around. um yeah, we
Yeah,
do
and
like
how big is that space? Do you
it's
know?
the great question.
It,
I should
but it's enough
we
that
have
you're pretty
like
busy. Yeah.
yeah, we have like there's like four big booths, a bunch of there's like a whole room that's all it's 12 two tops.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like there it's big. And then we have
Yeah.
like kind of a space that we call the corral, which I think is funny, which is just kind of like where you put big groups.
Okay. So it's
Um,
probably like 60 or 80 people, I would
more,
guess. More
more.
than that,
Like
way more than
yeah,
that.
so
Okay.
on a
A
Friday and
lot of standing
Saturday,
room.
yeah, like Fridays and Saturdays, I think we do like 400 covers.
Wow. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's big.
God. That is
And I
big.
mean, it's like we're turning fast. Like
Yeah.
we don't really do food, so people are like coming in having like their little
Having a
martini
drink or
or
two and
whatever,
then mhm.
hitting the road. And
Mhm.
yeah. So, oh yeah, so it is like fast paced. So that's been really fun because I'm doing all this like little particular things, but figuring out how to do that in a way where it's also fast. Anyway, so about a month
Wow. So you
ago.
keep being challenged, it sounds like,
Yeah,
which is
it's
cool.
so fun.
Hmm.
Oh, but what I was saying is, um, someone came in recently and like I think that when you're doing like super high volume service like that, the thing that you can take the time on is garnish, because like I feel like I can get everything else, like I can do everything else great at a high speed consistently, blah blah blah, but garnish I feel like it's always really obvious if you rush through that.
Hmm.
So like especially like if I'm not putting a drink up in the service, so like and I'm making it for someone in front of me, I like maybe there's a little bit of like a
A little flair.
showy thing about it, but like I think that it's a meaningful touch to like really take time
Hmm.
garnishing someone's drink in front of them. Anyway, but I was doing that like a month ago or something, and like kind of like picking back the mint or whatever, and this person who was by themselves and like kind of like on their phone, like closed off, they like looked up all of a sudden and they were like, "Are you doing that for me?" And
Aw.
I know, and it like I think that that was the moment where it kind of like synthesized for me, because
Hmm.
I think that those were all kinds of things that I was doing maybe like subconsciously. I tend to forget to take the time to like articulate things or like 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 I'll kind of just like I don't know, so that
Yeah.
there's something about that moment where I was like, oh, that's what this is that I've been kind of instinctually doing.
I love
And
that.
and it wasn't
Being someone who's on the other side, because I'm a partner in a bar, but I can't bartend. And I
Mhm,
tend to travel and I'm usually on my own and I'll always go into bars and I want to try a bunch of things and I'll
mhm,
say, listen, I may not finish this drink. I don't want you to take it personally. I just want to be
mhm,
able to walk out of here. But I'll sometimes be that from like on my phone. I'm by myself. I'm on my phone checking something and I'll look up and the drink will be there. And I'm like, oh. And then I feel terrible because I didn't have that second of interaction when the
mhm.
drink came. And a lot of times I'll look up and if the bartender's nearby, I'll go like, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Because I want to acknowledge that as well. There is that moment. So I see it on my side too. And I think
Mhm,
that's wonderful that, of course you would be aware of it. You're over there, you're passing it to that person. And if I'm on the phone, you're like, I don't want to interrupt them, but here it is. But at the same
mhm.
time, that is very much appreciated, I think, probably on both
Yeah.
sides. at what point did you kind of realize you're like, oh, bartending is what I'm going to be doing for a while? Did it just sort of evolve into that?
Um, it did just kind of, in some ways, it did just kind of happen.
Hmm.
But I think I had kind of hit this, I did have this moment where I was like, I, I don't want to, I think the last orchestra audition I took was like right after I had started at the Thai food restaurant. Um, and then that one,
I
I
guess
think,
I'm done.
yeah, yeah. The way professional orchestras work too is in the like ones that'll be a full-time job, all the positions are tenured. So
Mm,
there's this other thing where there's so many music schools in the US and they're just like pumping students out
yeah,
into a world where there just aren't jobs.
yeah, yeah.
And so basically anytime people are tenured like that, like they're not even really retiring when they should, like in some cases
Yeah.
they probably should, you know? Like there's funny like legends of people being paid out massive amounts of money just to
Just to
retire.
go.
Yeah, because they won't. They'll like stay in
Yeah.
the position. So anyway, when an audition is announced, it's like someone either retired or died. And they
Yeah.
like everybody from every school. It's funny. It's
Everywhere
almost
just
like a
floods
reunion.
it.
Yeah, like you see all your friends from summer festivals or like whatever, whatever. Um,
Oh, that's intense. Well, have you made peace with the violin today? Like, can you
yes,
enjoy it
great question.
yourself?
For a while, I was like, yeah, for a long time, honestly, anything, if I took a single moment to be introspective or like listen to music, I would like be like over, like sobbing. Like
Oh, wow.
it was like very,
And this was like during your life, or you mean during that separation from
during the
violin?
separation
Yeah.
where I was just kind of like intensely avoiding all of it, didn't want it to be,
Yeah.
just wanted to pretend that
It
it,
wasn't as important as it had been.
yeah, yeah. And so there was like that whole period of time. I think what really helped me um, kind of like make peace with it, I guess, is I started teaching again. Um,
Hmm.
and I've always really liked young kids. Um, and just kind of like being able to ex like be part of their beginning musical journey and kind of set them off in a way that I don't know, hopefully created like healthier relationships with
It's
their
exactly what
instrument.
I was thinking, that you probably
Yeah,
wanted them to not feel that they had these moments of like abuse,
right, right.
that
Or
they
at
would
least like
associate with the instrument.
yes, or like maybe you will grow up and have like a mean teacher one
Hmm.
day, but it just maybe like trying to find ways to um like instill these ideas of like giving yourself grace
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
little kids, and it's that like I think that kind of helped a lot. And then also I kind of like, it's funny, I call violin my side gig now.
Yeah.
um and I think like starting to kind of slowly um take gigs just that sounded fun,
Hmm.
or like maybe it's a wedding gig and I just wanted $300, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Hmm.
and then I think like just kind of starting to, maybe it was just feeling like I had control over whatever my experience of the violin was like.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to do some fun stuff since then too. Like I think because of the way my schedule is, I work mostly obviously nights, and then
Hmm.
it's kind of all over the place. Like, so it's not consistent enough for me to really have like even like regional orchestra gigs. It just wouldn't make sense.
Hmm.
So I do like a good amount of studio stuff, which is really fun. And that's fun too, because if you don't like how it sounded, you just do it again.
Yep.
And um, yeah, so another control. I guess I just like having like crazy
You
fun
have, I was gonna say, you
people.
have control over what you're doing now with the violin. You know, it's
Yeah,
not being dictated to you anymore. So now you can, now
yeah,
it's for you.
yeah. And actually, before Bizu, I was working at this place like right in the loop that was right by Symphony Hall, actually.
Mhm.
And there was a couple funny moments that happened in there where at that time I still, I don't know, I still was kind of like, I don't want to deal with it. But we would get people coming in after
After
the
like rehearsals or
concert.
performances and stuff.
And I feel like a lot of times the people that go out after the concerts are like the younger crowd.
Uh-huh.
And the CSO's been doing a better job or a good job lately of like getting younger people in and like um, community outreach type stuff. Um, so it would be like usually the kind of like younger people coming in
Hmm.
after. And that started to be fun because I would, it's fun to, I think I just don't like talking about classical music with people that play classical music. Um,
More about people who appreciate classical music,
yeah,
perhaps, because then you can
like
have
I don't
fun.
want to talk shop. I really don't,
Yeah, it
you
probably gets
know?
too serious too quick, I would
Yeah,
think.
or just it
It's like
always
that
is
with
kind of,
anything, really.
yes, I was gonna say bartenders is too. I like
Yeah.
it's like talking to a male bartender and talking to a male violinist are very similar, where they're kind of like they're always trying to one up you in like subtle ways. And it's like I didn't even sign up for this
Yeah, totally. You're like,
Um,
can't we just enjoy what we do? Is that
yeah,
okay? You know, just don't put
yeah,
so many things on it there.
yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, something I always ask, and you know, we've talked so much. I love just you have really woven these two things together so beautifully. And
Okay, good.
you totally did. I mean, you said, I think there's a lot of overlap. And it's like, yeah, your conversation was all overlappy. It was perfect. But you were talking about you drink wine and stuff, but I do tend to ask, there's a couple things I ask. Have you had the opportunity to create your own cocktails at any of these spots? Because I know where you're at now. I know it's kind of classically based, but I don't know if you get those opportunities. But you said you nodded yes. So what have you been able to create? I always like to hear if music ever got involved. Like, did it inspire the cocktails? Did you name it after that? Or were you like, nope, I was just making drinks?
Not directly
Uh-huh.
influenced. I think, um, it's always there, I guess. I this I so I worked at Bizu about a year,
Hmm.
and we can put menus up. I mean, put drinks up for the menu. And I do have one coming up on this next menu,
Oh,
and it's
hey,
it,
congrats.
we always have a reverse martini spot. So it's any martini I'm sure you know. But it's any
Yeah.
martini where you're swapping the ratio of the
Yeah.
base spirit and the modifying spirits. So I think that's a really fun format to play with.
Yeah.
And I've been really into sherry lately.
Mm.
So I found kind of like an old martini from I think 1925 or something called the Dunhill, which is a sherry martini. And I messed around with that, and that's going on the menu in a couple weeks.
Congrats.
Um,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's a yeah, it is. It's a fun one. It just feels warm fall.
Yeah, I was going to say it's kind of the
I
time,
like
right?
it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I like to ask is when you have some downtime, what are you listening to and what are you sipping on?
Ooh, good question. Um, I at home, honestly, I do usually drink probably mostly wine.
Hmm.
Um, and then I really like just any like basic like sour at home.
Oh, yum.
I love a sidecar. I love a daiquiri.
Hmm.
Um,
That's
yeah,
actually, I was like, I just did that for myself. Like the last couple of nights, I'm like, I just want a daiquiri. No, I just want, what did I make? Like an Iron Ranger. It's a sour kind of tiki drink. But I'm like, I have this,
ooh,
I have
yeah,
to
yeah,
use
yeah,
up. I have this, I have to use up.
yeah. That is a big part of it too. And I feel like over the past year or so, I've kind of also been trying to figure out how to make stuff with whatever food waste I have.
Right.
So then
Mhm.
I always have like some weird little things sitting
Yeah.
under my sink that's like fermenting again. Um,
Totally.
so sometimes it'll be stuff with that. What am I listening to lately? I listen to Like around the house, I get overstimulated kind of easily. I'm a little hyperactive. So, but I do listen to, I have like, so I feel like I have like comfort albums that I return to a
I
lot.
think we all do.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess I've been on a little bit of a jazz kick lately too.
Mhm.
Jazz and Sherry, wow. So
Hey,
classic.
I know. I was going to say that
Um,
those taste great together, you know?
yeah, yeah, like but two of my favorites are Concert by the Sea, which is Errol Garner,
Oh, wow.
and Live at the Pershing, Ahmad Jamal Trio.
Wow. Oh my
Two
God.
two big
Nice.
favorites. And they're yeah, that's
Those are
I think
definitely a vibe that you're curating for yourself at home.
yeah, and they're both of them, you know what? And this is like a thing for classical recordings that I like too. I
Mhm.
anything that's like an old recording where you can kind of like hear the artist like maybe like move
Like
around or say something
squeaking
under
and
their
stuff.
breath or
Yeah.
like yeah, and
Yeah.
old chamber music recordings are the same way where you can like even just hearing like their
Yeah.
breath to
Yeah.
bring everybody else in. I love that.
Well, yeah, no, I like it when I hear that too,
Yeah.
because it just makes it a little more real. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you hear like the squeak of a string or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it humanizes it, I think,
I love
instead
that.
of just something coming through your speakers.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. Actually, I think this is a great place to wrap it all up. So, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. But I want to ask if there's any socials that anybody should be chasing, either you or the bar, whatever you want to share.
Yeah, the bars. Oh gosh, I think it's Bizu Chicago. I'm pretty sure you should totally follow it. Um,
I can look
it's
it up
so
after
and
and say
if you're in Chicago, come. It's so cute. It's great for
it's like
great for a
what kind
steak
of
spot.
Parisian thing or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's very like for the girls, which I love.
Oh, okay.
There's always like
What's the
there's
music
always a
like in
lot of
there?
girls in there, which is
Yeah.
fun.
Is the music like Parisian cafe
Um,
music or it's just
yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
It
It's
is.
supposed to be like yeah, it's like Parisian bistro vibe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's always
Um,
fun.
Yeah, and then mine is just my name. And
Okay.
I do try and post when I'm doing stuff. I've been doing more and more competitions and stuff, so I have been posting that
Oh,
kind of stuff.
cool. All right. So then
Um,
anybody in the area, they can keep an eye out too if you're competing
yeah.
there. So, oh, that's awesome. That'll be fun. You now that you've mastered it, you figured out how to do it fast. You're making the drinks. There you
I don't
go.
know about mastered it, but we'll get there. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much. Don't go away.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for talking with me. I always love to hear the travels of a musician, and when you talk with someone who has led such a disciplined life in this way, it's always fascinating. And so, to Hannah, I am happy for you that you've made some peace with your talent in both places. I can't wait to have a drink from you, and I love listening to the music that you pass along. So for those of you who are interested in hearing more, Hannah did give us a Confessions of a Drama Queen playlist. There's all kinds of incredible music on it. You can find that on the Music and Booze with Mo Spotify page. And if you want to find her on the Instagram, again, it's at Hannah Spear. That's HANNAH Spear. And also Bisou Chicago, BISOUS, like Bisou's, but Bisou Chicago. That's the social stuff, so you can track them down there. And I can't wait to get to Chicago. So many places to eat and drink and explore. The museums are great, the music is great, and Hannah is great. Thank you for tuning in to our barroom chats on Music and Booze with Mo. For more info about today's guest, or if you want to connect with me, check out my Facebook page, Mo Herms. Please subscribe to the podcast and feel free to tell all your friends about it. While you're there, give the show a rating and a review. It really helps to get the word out. If you want to hear the playlists our guests have curated, search She Be Mo on Spotify, SHEBMO. Find pictures of the interviewees and the cool stuff they create on the Music and Booze with Mo Instagram account. Lower your expectations and join us at the bar. Till next time, cheers.